We're the LARPers, and you're watching TikTok with that. Woo! Long live Deep Dale. For Deep Dale.
Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Culture with Pat. So really excited for today's show. As you guys can see, we have Adetinpo Thomas. So recently had her on the show, and she's back on, but this time she's brought a couple friends. You guys are familiar with the show Hawkeye. We got the whole gang of the LARPers here. So we're going to be talking all things MCU. We're going to be talking Hawkeye. So yeah, if you guys want to all just, introduce yourselves.
My name's Adetinpo Thomas, and Pat, you're in for a treat because this is probably one of the biggest group of nerds you'll ever have on your show. So this is about to be dope.
Perfect.
I'm Adelle Drahos. I play Missy on Hawkeye.
I'm Clayton English. I play Grills on Hawkeye, and yeah.
And I am Robert Walker Branchaud, and I play Orville.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm so excited. Definitely to geek out with you guys here on the show. So thank you again for coming on. As far as, just to start things off, I just have to ask you guys about one of the things I wanted to talk to all of you about was just, when everyone's, all in the park, you guys are all, kind of like fighting each other and stuff like that. Could you just it looked like that whole sequence, that whole day, I'm sure that probably was filmed multiple days, must have been a blast. So can you just talk a little bit about filming like that whole scene?
Yeah, that's episode 2, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Last day of shooting.
I know.
Oh, wow.
For us, I think. Yeah.
It was our last day. It was very bittersweet. No, it was just, it was such a good day.
It was. I think we were all just so like, I can't believe they let us do this. I think at one point, Rob and I turned to each other and I was like, I can't believe we're getting paid. And then it was also our last day. So we just took as many pictures as we could. They couldn't fire us at that point. Maybe that's just my story.
Yeah.
That might just be my story.
Everything was like the movie magic that day.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was fake snow. It was hot outside, but it's supposed to be cold weather. Like we had to talk with stunts. We had to talk to the people to figure out our moves that we were gonna do. A bunch of extras in costumes. Like we spotted the dude in the Hawkeye thing. Like where we saw, it was like we were watching the episode while we were in the episode. Like, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, like a lot of the fan reactions after the fact, we had already had them in the moment. So when like he was just saying, the comic accurate Hawkeye suit, we were nerding out on set going like, oh, that's really cool. They're sneaking in the legit Hawkeye. And then the episode airs and verbatim, same thing. So anything that you guys were catching and pointing out, we were there in full LARPer garb.
Yeah.
Also going like, this is unbelievable.
And the Ronin suit was wild to be like,
okay.
Like I think all of us at one point touched Clayton and we're like, oh my God, the Ronin suit.
Yeah.
I tried to convince him to let me put it on, but we all knew it wouldn't work.
Yeah, okay.
I was gonna say,
I wanted to keep it so bad. I wanted to keep it so bad. It's dope though. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say for you, Clayton, I specifically wanted to ask about, just filming, that whole scene where you got to, fight Clint. And just, what was that? It sounds like it was awesome, but, what was that like? And then just, working with Jeremy Renner, like in that scene.
Nah, it was dope. It was awesome. We had so much fun that day. We learned the little fight choreography real quick. And Jeremy's just cool about explaining stuff and making stuff more just natural and feeling in the moment. Like he was making suggestions like, yeah, let's take, because I think it was a couple of spin moves they had me doing. And I was like, I think y'all are overestimating my coordination. Y'all got to dial your expectations back a little bit. I don't really LARP, but we did, and we were sore. We were sore that the first day we did it. The first day we had in the park, y'all know, yeah. At least everybody else said they were sore. Maybe they did that to make me feel better.
I was sore.
I felt it in the arms. Yeah. Which we didn't know with that scene, the when Kate walks up and introduces herself to us for the first time in episode 4, there was actually an entire 4-part sequence that we filmed of move, part 2, move, spin. So we were doing that for like a good portion of the time before she actually walks up. So yeah, that next day, our arms were like, I was like, whoo.
Yeah.
Ooh, who knew?
They also overestimated our ability that day because we learned that choreography in real time. And then like we learned it outside of our trailers and then immediately went to set to go do it. And it was our first day.
Oh, wow.
It was a blast.
I'm impressed with us personally. I was like, we just picked that up. I mean, we were definitely like, can we rehearse again? Can we just keep rehearsing until the cameras roll? But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I don't want to project this on anybody else, so I will speak for myself on this. We started working on Hawkeye in January of 21. That's this scene that we're talking about right now in episode 4 was our first day on set, I believe, in January. So this was coming out of 2020 quarantine. And this is where I'm saying I'm speaking for myself. I gained so much weight during quarantine and I was so out of shape that day of doing, and they're not exaggerating, we literally did these moves that in itself doesn't seem like a lot, but for like hours we were going jumping, spinning, back to 1, resetting, all right, we're fixing something, we're moving it. By the end of the day, we were all exhausted, and the subsequent days I was like, I literally I just sat on my couch like, I'm useless. I am a log. I'm in so much
solid
pain.
Week of soreness.
And I credit Hawkeye to putting me in. Since then I've lost 40 pounds because I was so out of shape from Hawkeye. And I was like, if they ever bring me back, I can't do this again because I will die. There's like one scene that's like completely unrelated, like later in the finale, that I had to run a little bit. And I'm kid you not, we only did the shot 6 times. And come the 5th time of me running, Reese was like, you good to do another one? I was like, yeah, I'm okay to do one more. And I kid you not, we did one more shot. And I didn't even wait to hear them say we got it. I literally walked off set and went right back to the green room. They could have needed me for more. I was dead. And they went and got me 4 bottles. And I stood in front of a fan for 10 minutes. I was like, I'm dead. I'm literally going to die. And that was it. Now I survived.
Yeah, they didn't make any of us run up as many stairs as they made you run up. That's real.
That's
like the biggest one out here. I'm like, come on.
You guys
Give me a break.
Fair share of a workout, it sounds like, for sure.
Yeah. But it's been the catalyst of like, all right, well, now I get why all the superheroes are ripped and in phenomenal shape, because they're probably exhausted and they have to do this. Otherwise, they're not going to survive shooting for, however long.
Oh, yeah. No, it's definitely crazy. And I'd asked you this Adetinpo when you were on, but I wanted to kind of get everyone perspective. I know, Clayton, you had mentioned it a little bit, but I think it's so cool that, the LARPers were part of the show, just because, to shed light, on that community, but also because, just LARPing, cosplaying is such a big community in, the Marvel universe, the superhero universe. So as far as like, for each one of you, how familiar or involved are you guys like in the LARPing or like cosplaying community?
I'm not at all. And I've never cosplayed. I've never been to a con. I've never LARPed. I was a ginormous Renaissance fair like kid growing up. So I went to several Renaissance fairs. I had the swords, the shields. Like I would do that when I was way younger, but not as an adult. I appreciate it. Like I love the consumption of it. I can appreciate other people's dedication. I've never personally partaken in it. So this was definitely a whole new world for me.
Yeah, I've the closest to LARPing that I've come is probably playing a game of Quidditch in college. which just isn't the same when the brooms don't fly. It's not the same. But I was familiar with it because one of my roommates in college actually did do LARPing. So I knew about it. I knew what it was. I have friends who are shocked I've never cosplayed because I love costumes, and Adele likes to build costumes. Additionally to Missy, which was a fun little like, hey, but I've never actually participated in, I've never even gone to a con, which is shocking too, but I think it's just because I'm lazy. I think I would thoroughly enjoy it if I did go.
Yes, please invite us to your cons. We will come.
Plan to one day for sure.
I was gonna say, you guys definitely got to go to, if none of you guys have like been to any cons, I go to like the local ones around this area, so like Boston, Rhode Island. If you've never been to them, yeah, you definitely got to go, just for, for just seeing the people, the different costumes.
I've been, don't group me.
Okay.
I've been to Dragon Con here in Atlanta.
We've got Dragon Con here right down the street from us. Yeah.
And I've never dressed up. I've never LARPed, I've never cosplayed, but I will go to like Dragon Con just because it's that much fun. Oh, yeah. Like, where else are you gonna? It's almost like nerd pop culture Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
And where else are you going? You can be, slightly saucy, and you walk past the Joker, Han Solo, a working R2-D2, a dude with a real Ghostbusters proton pack, and they'll take pictures with you. It's fun. It's amazing. And at the premiere, I found out that a lot of the cosplayers liked our character because they were invited to the premiere. They came up afterwards and like, yeah, we felt like y'all were representing for us. And, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, but we are fans of it. So like to just, that extra layer of fan and, to hit them, that feels good for me. Yeah. But yeah, we definitely got to do Dragon Con this year if we're all in Atlanta. So
there you go. You guys, yeah. So I'll say you gotta get them to go, and then hopefully you guys can hit up some other cons, because it's just cool to see everything, the artists, the cosplayers, and all that stuff. It's just really fun all together.
Yeah. I'm not joking. We'll come to Rhode Island.
Do it. Okay. Yeah.
We'll come to Boston.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah. No, I'll say.
Adetinpo, you been?
No, I haven't been to any of them yet, and I would like to go to all of them.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I think, yeah, you guys would all definitely have a blast. So yeah, we'll have to make that happen for sure. Now, for each one of you, so it sounds like where you guys hadn't really cosplayed. If you were to live action role play as another character from the MCU, who would it be and why?
Fat Thor. It's the only one I could do. Yeah,
a lot of Thor.
You could be Hulk, man. You got Hulk in you.
I feel like all the green would freak me out, though. I don't think I could be Hulk. I wouldn't, honestly. I wouldn't be able to fully commit. I did. I can't even remember what costume I was when I was probably a younger teenager, but it involved a lot of paint, and I don't know. I didn't sit well with me, and ever since then, it's always been weird to cover myself in that much paint. So I don't think I could do Hulk. I could maybe low-key Bruce Banner, but I don't think I'd pull that off. Fat Thor.
This is a tough one. There's so many characters to pick.
Storm.
Storm?
I'll just go ahead and say it. I've always wanted to play Storm. I'm happy to be Wendy Conrad now, but if I could cosplay anybody, it'd be Storm.
But
she's supposed to be dark skinned, so say that again?
So, but is Storm MCU?
Yeah.
She will be.
She will be. Yeah, she will be.
She will be when Adetinpo starts playing her. Because Wendy, little did you know, is the owner.
Yeah, actually, Wendy is Storm's origin story.
There you go.
Hopefully Kevin doesn't snipe.
Breaking here first.
You weren't supposed to say that, Adetinpo.
Edit it out.
We're gonna have to cut that out. Cut that last piece out. That's not canon yet.
What about for you, for Clayton and Adele?
I don't. There's so many.
I know, right?
Yeah, there's so many great characters to pick from.
Give me. Mine was gonna be X-Men too, but I'll go with. Give me Bishop or Spider-Man, and I'm cool.
There you go.
Spider-Man, if we want one that's already established in the MCU, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you can pick. It doesn't even have to be like in, I guess, like the MCU. I said MCU, but it can be in Marvel, just in general.
Well, we hope they're coming. I'll take a Night Thrasher too. I'll take Night Thrasher too from those 90s comics. I remember those. So yeah.
While you think about yours, Adele, if we can open it outside of if we're opening outside of like the existing MCU to X-Men characters, Gambit, hands down. The fact that Gambit hasn't been like an actual strong character in anything yet is mind-blowing to me.
I think that will
cartoon
soon. I think that Gambit, because I mean, we know the X-Men are coming. I say pretty soon down the line, and I can't imagine them not doing Gambit. So I would say we'll probably finally get to see him soon.
And don't change him.
I think Disney's done a good job, like in
I want New Orleans accent, all that.
Yeah, no. I think Disney will recognize in the fact that through the old Fox movies that they kind of, those were awesome. But with that being said, there was still some like stuff that fell through the cracks. And the fact that there's so many X-Men films that didn't have Gambit in it, or, the people they cast for specific roles, I think they're going to really consciously make that right in this next wave. And my prediction is Doctor Strange 2 will be the first iteration of an X-Men or mutant into our current universe. I'm putting that's my prediction.
I can't wait for Doctor Strange 2. I think we're about to see some crazy shit happen in that movie.
And can I just say, I feel like they told us that What If wasn't canon, but if you saw what I saw, I was like, okay, y'all needed to watch What If. Like,
I thought What If is canon.
I was told that, when it first came out, that you didn't have to watch it, you wouldn't be missing anything, but so much. I mean, there were some of the characters in What If in the season finale that were in the the rift that was happening in No Way Home.
Oh, you spotted the rift?
Yeah, some of the monsters that Doctor Strange was interacting with were like in the rift, like seeping in.
Because I know, spoilers, guys, so if you haven't seen Spider-Man yet, you do see, well, I'd say the end of the movie, the end credit scene, but the trailer for Multiverse of Madness, and you see, Doctor Strange or the Sorcerer Supreme, like the evil version of the show up.
Yeah.
A lot of people are thinking that that's who that is. I mean, it's not, it could be someone else, but I mean, that's what it's kind of looks like it's pointing to as far as like that goes.
Also, if you haven't seen No Way Home yet,
what are you doing?
Pause this podcast right now and go to the movie theater and see it. Come back and finish.
The most meta thing I've ever seen. It was like more meta than Inception.
I cried so many times.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was so good.
Yeah, man.
If I could have a second choice, I would want to be Mystique, though no part of the actual prep to be Mystique, like as a character, what I want to do, but like what she can do, I think is super dope.
Yeah. Nope, that's another great choice.
So I narrowed it down to 3, and I'm gonna say either Scarlet Witch or Elektra, just because their outfits are pretty badass.
Yeah.
Or just Yelena, because she's Yelena. And why ever wouldn't I want to cosplay as Florence Pugh?
Would you want the Hawkeye costume or the Black Widow costume?
That all white one's pretty cool.
It's pretty.
I was thinking the white one, because that's pretty, like,
it's pretty sexy.
What she's attached to, that's what she made her appearance in. It's the OG costume now.
Yeah,
that's a good answer.
Those are some good choices, though. I'm definitely
good choice. Yeah.
Now your turn. Who you cosplaying as?
Yeah, come on, Pat.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's tough.
I wasn't prepared to be asked this myself.
Have turned.
Who do you guys think I could cosplay as? I guess like looking at me like while I'm trying to think of one.
Let's see.
I would say
my mind's so stuck in X-Men. I'm like trying to move
past it.
I'm like, you can be whatever your heart wants you to be. I mean, all you need is some makeup or a wig, and boom, you can be anybody.
Coulson?
That's my vote.
That would be fun.
Be Coulson. You could pull off a Cable.
Cable?
Yep.
Like that. Like that.
Bionic arm. Yeah.
That would actually be really fun. Yeah, no, I like both of those choices. We'll go with those. Like I said, I wasn't prepared for you guys to ask me. Like I said, I probably should have thought of that before going into this.
Stay on your toes, Pat. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, don't know. Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you guys, too, is that with Hawkeye, one of the things that I really like about it is that, it focuses on the idea that you don't have to have, superpowers necessarily to be a hero. So, for you guys, what does a hero mean to, each one of you? Or being a hero mean to each one of you?
That's really lovely.
Deep questions there.
I would say being willing to sacrifice anything, being willing to achieve a task regardless of the sacrifice. That's what I would look at as someone that's a hero. But they knowingly put themselves on the line and put their body, their mind on the line to finish something to keep others safe.
I'm gonna say the choice to leave a positive impact. The active choice, whether that's a small thing or a big thing, whether that's donating time or resources, whatever that is. I think the choice to leave a positive impact is what can make a hero.
I think to piggyback off of that, for me, it's when people are intentionally good. I think some people in their nature kind of fall into not being bad, but to be intentionally good is a very different and can be tedious and difficult. But people who try to be good, I think, are very heroic.
For me, I guess all my heroes, like my personal heroes, are people that have, saved me, not directly, but just through maybe what they told me, like lessons that have been imparted on me. That's what I think we get caught up in. Oh, did somebody come down and save you out of a burning building? No, but if they wouldn't have told me this, I would have went down a whole different path and it would have been a lot harder for me. So I just appreciate all the people that reach back and give any information that they have that helps anybody else, and without expecting anything from you, like those people that just impart their wisdom and, whether it's coming to doing stand-up or television, whatever, like it's so many people that I'm like, if I didn't know that, how much further back would I be than where I am right now? So
yeah. I agree with everything that you guys said. And I think that's, it's really important. It doesn't matter necessarily the scope of something. It doesn't have to be some like huge event, but I mean, it could, personally for you, it can mean a lot, but it doesn't necessarily have to be this like, big thing in order to, for that to be, heroic, like in your eyes. Now, with that said, let's say each one of you were granted the opportunity to pick a super power, which kind of went into a little bit already, but you were given the ability to get a superpower. Which one would you guys want?
I know mine. I had to think real hard on this about, earlier. Telekinesis. Because not just the mind control thing, but also you can squeeze in like flight with that, because you can make yourself fly with telekinesis. So it's kind of like killing two birds with one stone. And yeah, being able to control stuff, I feel like would just be very empowering and fun.
Well, that would be really cool.
I don't know if this is my final answer, but I would like to be able to go back and forth in time just so I can watch and see what happened for real.
That is a close runner up for me. Just throwing that out there.
I don't know if that's an actual power, but like just to be able to go back and be like, did the aliens build the pyramids? No? Okay. And then like
Kitty Pryde, wasn't that her power was kind of like telekinesis and like projection through time?
Who?
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, in a way, it's like the Flash too. I mean, I guess like physically being able to run back and forth and, go back and forth in time. The only thing is you just can't touch anything because you don't want to mess anything up in the past or in the future.
And you're going to touch something. There's no way you go back in time and you don't do, like, you're coming back with something.
What would you say Scarlet Witch's powers? Like, would you call that telekinesis? She's
all
powerful.
No, she's what is it? Is chaos magic, and it's matter and I guess reality manipulation, right?
Yeah. Okay.
What's the stone she gets her power from? The reality stone or the red one, right?
Yeah.
The ether. That's
Okay. Yep. That tracks.
yeah.
The chaos manipulation for sure. Yeah. I follow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having Scarlet Witch's powers would be insane. Just where we're starting to see how powerful. I mean, I knew how powerful she was in the comics, but finally getting to see her in the MCU and seeing what she's able to do, that would a lot of power there for sure.
Because the truth is, she should have been able to beat Thanos. So I appreciate that they're going back and going like, okay, this is what her powers can do. Like we were kind of burying the lead on this one. Because the fact that she fended him off with like one hand while she had like an emotional breakdown on the other side, like she's so strong.
Yeah.
Well, she was about to crush Buddy.
Yeah, she was about to kill him in Endgame.
When he called down the drone strike, and they even questioned, they were like, "You sure you want, man? If you don't shoot this lady."
Yeah, she's definitely.
That was
right now.
Kevin Feige said that too. Like he verified. It's like, oh no, she was about to kill him had the missile strike not happened.
Yeah.
And
I would go with Wolverine powers. That's my vote. I would like with regenerative abilities, you know, the ability to just live long time. I would be pretty hard pressed to not want to be Wolverine.
That's dope. I got a question though. Would you manipulate your powers so you couldn't feel pain? Because Wolverine feels all of that. Like every time his claws pop out, every time he gets like he doesn't not feel it. You would take the pain with it?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
See, that's gangster. I don't want any. I want no nerve endings if I'm Wolverine.
Nah, son.
I'm brawling. I you know, because in this world, I'm imagining myself having a team of. I'm not the only one, so I'm imagining that there are other.
The LARPers.
Yeah, all of us. So like, I just feel each. Yeah, us. Perfect. I see the value of each person's strength and what their power would be able to do in a certain situation. So
yeah,
the I guess it kind of ties back into what I thought like what a hero is that, you know, that willingness to go like, all right, well, I'm gonna throw my body on the line right here. You guys keep going. I'll hold down this area real quick and maybe I'll see you in 15 minutes. Maybe not. You know, maybe it doesn't work out, but
that's how long it takes to climb the stairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice myself right now. More stairs. Right.
Now for you
I don't know what Valkyrie's powers are, but she's pretty cool too.
Strength?
As a guardian.
Yeah. Being a
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Powers.
Strength.
She's AF. As guardian as never mind. But
well, apparently, yeah, Valkyrie. I had saw, which I don't know. You know, we have to obviously see the movie, but I heard that she might get some new powers like introduced possibly in this new, you know, movie, Thor: Love and Thunder. That it sounds like I'm not super familiar with her character from the comics, so I don't know like how accurate it is to the comic lore. But if what I'm hearing is true, it sounds pretty interesting, and I feel like it could tie into how Natalie Portman's character, how she ends up getting like her powers and becomes Lady Thor in the movie. I feel like someone put out a theory there. That's kind of how that happens. So that would be pretty cool.
Who's feeding this information, Pat?
Oh, I know things
On the interwebs.
Oh, okay.
I have my connections at Adetinpo.
I was about to handle
sources.
It's none of you guys don't want to get any of you in trouble.
It wasn't us.
Now
I don't know nothing.
Now for you guys as the LARPers, if you guys were to meet, let's say, the rest of the Avengers, who do you guys think that you would best get along with out of that group?
Out of the like OG, the last iteration of Avengers?
Even like you could have even the ones like the current team, which I guess they haven't really made like official yet, but you know, the current like members that are in there like now too.
We get us as people or our characters in the MCU?
As your characters in the MCU.
Okay.
Good question.
Thor and the Guardians.
That would be a good group.
Yeah, probably the Thor, the goofier ones. Ant-Man, she'd probably nerd out with him. Missy would probably nerd out with him.
Yeah. I would go with the ones that talk the most trash. So Ant-Man, Iron Man, you know, R.I.P. But
Missy would stay away from Iron Man. She knows not.
Yeah.
He would shut her down in a minute, but
Am I being cliche for, I want to say Okoye, because she also understands the like, there's a strong moral compass, but like you know, like you still gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Like get those arrows from the police station.
Yeah, like Wendy, like no one acknowledges that Wendy was just like breaking the law.
Oh,
Like,
they
oh, you
do.
need some evidence.
acknowledging
It
it.
didn't even take much. It didn't even take much. So Wendy's moral compass is, we'll see.
I've seen some comments that talk about you stealing those arrows and definitely me stealing the suit as a fireman. Like very heated and upset. That's not how first responders act. I was like, hey man, look. I didn't write this.
Yeah, I'm not the one who wrote this show.
Right.
Actually, you know what's funny too? I just thought of this Adetinpo is that I think it was your post that, and because I'd mentioned it like in the initial interview that, you know, we had that about the a lot of people bringing up that you guys, your outfits reminded them of the Eternals, like their costumes. And I saw a couple other people like mention that, and I was like, see, I told you. I thought you guys, especially the like one shot where it shows all you like lined up, I was like, it definitely gave me Eternal vibes. I don't know if it was just like the colors on the costumes or what it was, but definitely.
I think at this point, anybody's gonna associate full body costume with Eternals. If it had been maybe like 6 months earlier, we were referring to each other as the Power Rangers. So like, I think it's just like, what is the newest, most recent thing? Yeah. Because when we wrapped in March, Eternals, I don't think they'd even started doing like trailers for it yet. So as far as we knew, at least for me, there was no connection. There was no intention there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, it could have been like, they could have knew giving you guys those outfits, be like, hey, we're going to sneak this little Easter egg. It probably isn't, but.
Maybe. You know. I mean, the costume department was incredible.
I got Doctor Strange vibes from my costume, but
and not I like kind of look at the Dora Milaje.
But, you know, his world.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. And oh yeah, go.
How do you say that? That's a really good point, because yours is kind of like Doctor Strange. Adele, yours is kind of like Valkyrie, and mine kind of like the Dora Milaje.
I think it's just coincidence.
And what's Robert?
I mean,
I think they're all, because we're just like, from Missy's point of view, it's like I just want to create super suits.
No, Roberts is kind of Asgardian. I've been saying it.
I'm just saying. Take Wendy to Wakanda.
Yeah.
We could all just be overthinking this. It's probably actually doesn't mean, like, probably wasn't anything at all, but it's cool. It's
cool.
No,
we knew Kevin had input on our costumes.
Okay.
The actual design, like, we were made aware that any notes, because we did several fittings of what our final superhero looks were going to be, and we had to kept going back for fittings, and the costume department made it clear, like, oh yeah, no, Kevin loved the pictures. He wanted this. He actually had this note to change it, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I'm not going to say that there was a connection or like some premeditated thing, but I wouldn't be surprised that like his brain is, you know, so vast, and all the other, you know, producers that work on that like, they may just be going like, oh no, we have this movie coming out. Like you said, like maybe there's a little Easter egg to the Eternals, or how can we tie in to try to like, at least open the conversation, so once the fans start watching it, they're looking at it and going like, oh wow, if you look at this, maybe it's connected to this character, not character. So you never know.
Everything's connected. That honestly, it wouldn't surprise me at all. It probably could be some, you know, some like Easter eggs. You never know with Kevin Feige and the rest of the creative team, like at Marvel.
Power Rangers are stepping into the MCU. Little did we know.
Yeah.
They're actually going to be showing up in Multiverse of Madness.
With a lot of change.
Well, hey guys, you know, I want to, you know, just say thank you again. To wrap things up, you know, as far as you know, the show goes, was there anything else, like any first like memories that come to mind for you guys that, you know, just popped your head when, you know, you think about working on the show?
It's just so much
Lots of
fun.
stuff.
Yeah, I was like,
it was so exciting. It was so fun. It was just such a joy. The whole experience for me, at least, with the other actors, with the other crew, with feeling like Marvel wanted us involved with the project. That was a big, really cool feeling, because a lot of stuff for me has been, you know, walk on, say your line, get off. And here it's like the execs, at the red carpet coming up and thanking you for being involved with the project. And that just speaks volumes that you just feel so appreciated for your contribution and the work that you've put in. And that's just so cool. I took a picture, I saw a magazine, a Marvel, there's a special Time magazine that was on Marvel. And I was like at Walmart checking out, I took a picture, I'm going to post it on Instagram. But it was so cool to like look at it and be like, yeah, man, that is quite a story. And then just to think like, oh my God, like I'm a part of that. I get to be a part of this beast of an amazing storytelling thing. And so just on the whole, it's all been so good, so great, so humbling, and just a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah.
I'll piggyback that notion that like, and they've already heard, I've said from Iron Man 1, I mean, even going back to X-Men back in the early 2000s, I'm an avid movie goer. I love going to the movies. I've been going opening night to every single Marvel movie for years now. So the culmination of then getting to be on the show, being able to tell this story and being part of this larger world, that was for me the most magical piece of, just sitting there going like, I have been such a consumer of this story, and it's such an active part of like my life. I have in-depth conversations with my friends on a regular basis about what's going on in a certain TV show and how we think it's going to connect to a different film. And like, we go see a movie and we unpack that movie. So to then get to be part of the conversation at like a real visceral level, that was just the most amazing thing. And getting to work, getting to do it with a group of people that you admire and respect, and having that being appreciated is immeasurable. So that's what I got.
Yeah, I would say, and it just hit me now, so I appreciate this question, Pat. Sorry, my dog is like this little puppy, and he's just such a busy.
Let him get his camera time.
Okay, come
Let
here.
the dog get his camera time.
Come here.
He wants the camera.
Look at this little boy.
Oh, there you go.
He's such a sweetie, right? Okay, goodbye.
There we go. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Beautiful.
those like
nice cameo.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is simply that this was, I feel like, the most I've ever gotten to play on set, and for it to be such a serious and like, multi-billion-dollar concept idea, and they were letting us just like ad lib, and the crew would laugh because of the stuff that we were doing, and knowing, I think for me ultimately it was the crew being like, oh, the LARPers are here today, like this is going to be fun. Like when we revealed our hero costumes, they were pumped. Like people were like, oh yeah. Okay, like these look really cool. Like I think these people who spend 16 hours a day, 6 days a week for months at a time, to see that even they were like, oh, nice. Like this group of people is really bringing something to this was really, really cool. And then of course, these are the homies now. So it's very valuable in terms of relationships as well, because I really care for these people.
Yeah. All of what you all just said, but just addition to that, just being a fan as a kid, Marvel stuff, reading the comics, collecting the trading cards with my brother, just talking about stuff. And then to actually be a part of it, and I'm there to kind of be me, like, we're adding some levity there, like, oh, like it's like, oh, okay, cool, like I'm here, like, and like you're letting us, like Adetinpo said, you're letting us improv, you're letting us play, you're letting us, live in this thing, and it could have been so intimidating. It could have been because of coming into it and the secrecy of the script, and you just get in your sides, and you're not really sure what part of the story this is, and and you just want to make sure, like, so much stuff is like, I just don't want to mess up anything that's in the flow. And I think, towards the end, we started realizing, oh, we're a part of the flow. At least I did. And it's like, oh, okay, you can't mess it up because you're a part of it. Just do what you're supposed to do and contribute where you can contribute. And to see it all come together, it was amazing. Like, yeah, it was completely awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
like everyone knows what everyone. It's Marvel. Just trust them and do your thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Too. I don't think any of us actually chimed in, like said that as. I thought I knew that while we were working, we were doing something special. You know, like this is cool, and I think people are gonna like it. But I didn't anticipate people loving it as much as they did and enjoying and like anticipating. I can't wait till next week comes. Like, is Daredevil going to show up? Like, all of this, like all of that, those conversations. It was really fun week by week just to go on Instagram and kind of like just stalk some of the fan accounts and see what their theories were. And, like that was super. All the love that came after the fact and during the run of the show, that was something else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fans definitely get really in depth, especially with these series. And I like that the fact that it's not. Don't get me wrong, I like being able to binge stuff sometimes, but I think for me personally as a fan, I do like the week to week releases, just because like kind of like what you said, it gives you time to you get that one episode, and then you get to talk about that with all your friends and the fans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anticipate the next week's episode. So I like that we got to do that for several weeks, and it wasn't all just at like one time.
Yeah,
I was surprised at just how, because like what somebody was saying earlier, like we don't know the story. Like we were literally given our sides and didn't know what the rest of it was. And you kind of, you knew the essence of Hawkeye, and you knew that we're introducing some new young Avengers and it's a lighter thing, but just how family friendly it was, and for it to be just a lighter show. And to be dropping around the holidays, and to be like all of these people reaching out to me, it's like, oh yeah, I watched it with the kids today and they loved it. They love Kate, and I think that was kind of a real treat to just be a nice, let's just lower the stakes a little bit, and just kind of kick back and acknowledge what this is. And we're just here to just kind of have some fun, have a nice little fight here and there. But that was kind of nice that it was, I'm a sucker for drama. But it was also kind of nice just to, like what Rob was saying, to get to experience that that kind of week to week people reaching out and just being, oh, this is great, this is, just it was light, and that was nice to be able to, just the whole part, even from on set when they were talking about doing the improv, like there was so much improv on set. Jeremy spearheaded a lot of that, which was really nice, to have that permission to play, and then it all reflects in the final edit. And you kind of see like a lot of these moments weren't scripted initially. It's wild. It's wild.
That cling that Rob gets was on the day, him. And he nailed it.
Funny.
And his we're practically Avengers now.
Yeah.
It's off the dome, this guy.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yep.
And I will say, kind of to Adelle's point, there was a universality that I don't know if I should say it, but I don't think a lot of the other things have had. Something about Hawkeye was like, if you've never seen any Marvel thing, you could step into this and you could meet it where it was at and it was okay. It spoke to really being human in a way that sometimes isn't there, because you're talking about such fantastical things, but to deal with PTSD on top of strained like parent-kid relationships, on top of like fitting in, on top of wanting there to be justice. I had several friends who have like teenage sons reach out and go like, my son's favorite Avenger is Hawkeye because he's a regular person that does good things. And to really feel people be receptive to that. My mom is like a 60-year-old Nigerian woman, and she saw episode 1, 2, and 6, and she was so invested. She's like, what are these people? Wow, they are just, I'm like, yeah, she gets it now. So it did so much in such a small amount of time, and it's wonderful. It's exciting.
Yeah, no, I think it does something like that, like a show like that too. It does a good job of, like you said, bringing in maybe some people that didn't really, I don't know if they didn't know like Marvel, but just like weren't familiar, didn't really watch any of it, and then can come in and watch this and just enjoy it and have fun. And then, there you go. You might have some, some new Marvel fans, just from, coming into watching this show. It's been such a blast, talking to all you guys, having you on the show, just getting to nerd out and talk about Hawkeye, about, all things comics and Marvel. So again, I just want to, thank you, Adetinpo, for, helping, set this up. And I appreciate you guys for coming on, the show and just talking all thing nerdy stuff.
Thanks for having us, Pat.
Yeah, man, appreciate it.
And we'll see you in Rhode Island.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can set that up. That would be a lot of fun. So thank you guys.
Yeah,
appreciate you. This was a lot of fun.
All things nerds. We're the LARPers, and you're watching with Matt.
Woo! Long live Deep Dale.
For Deep Dale.
Let's go.